Hi, good morning, all. So, let's first operate the cursor. So, implicit cursors and explicit cursors. So implicit cursors means select into class we have to use. Explicit cursors means we have to define the cursor and we have to fetch the cursor, open the cursor, fetch the data, and close the cursor. So, same way we are doing in some of the examples yesterday. Okay. So, with one more example here. Declare cursor C1 is select star from EMP. I EMP percentage row type. LV total count number of assignment 0. Okay, here. LV total count number assignment operator 0. LV count number begin. We are writing this, counting the taking the count from the employee table. Select count star from count star into LV underscore count from EMP and DBMS output. We are printing the total count here. And after that again opening the cursor here. Open C1, loop fetch C1 into I, exit when C1 percentage not found. So all data from this cursor we are fetched into this I variable, and after that, so we are increasing the count, insert into another table XXEMP 3004 table, employee number, employee name, salary, values I dot EMP number, I dot salary, I dot ename, end loop, DBMS output, number of rows inserted. So we are taking the total count here. So simple, we are opening the cursor and fetching the data and inserting using insert into statement and another table. So in this table, now we don't have the data actually. We'll see that whether data is or not. Select start from, this is the table name. So there is no data in this. Now we'll run this. So automatically data will be inserting using this explicit cursor. So main total count 14, number of rows inserted. Here if you see, here it is 14. Okay. Now check this table. So 14 records inserted with the employee number, employee name, and salary only. Remaining all the columns are null here. So I'm in the explicit cursor. We can use the some other examples also. We'll use some more tables here. I'll drop the table. EMP1. So I'll create a new table with this data. Okay. Create table EMP1 as select star from EMP. Then is the total data in this EMP1 will be copied to EMP1. So now, using the PLSQL block, calculate a new commission for all the employees using the explicit commit. So this is the requirement. So I want to calculate the commission for all the employees using the explicit cursor. So for that, what we are doing, we are taking a cursor here, declare cursor C1 is select employee number, ename, commission from EMP1 table, order by department number. So VNO, that is EMP1 dot employee number percentage type, VName EMP1 dot ename percentage type, V commission VEMP1 dot commission percentage type. So we are taking the cursor and local variables. So in the executable section, begin opening the cursor with open C1. If C1 percentage is open, then DBMS output dot put underscore line as employee new commission report. It is starting here. This will be printing within the loop. Fetch C1 into VNO, VNAME, comma V commission. Exit 1, C1 percentage not found. If V commission is null, then V commission is equals to 3000. Else if V commission is equals to 0, then we are assigning the V commission 2500. Else V commission, we are assigning the V commission plus V commission into 0.25. And if. So we are calculating the commission value here using this. Okay. So once after commission is calculated here, we are updating the table with the update EMP1 set commission is equals to V commission, where employee number is equals to VNO. So DBMS output at put underscore line of C1 row count. So that means the total number of how many rows are affected with this update statement. That will be found to here, it will print here. So after that, end loop, DBMS output, employees are updated with the new commission. Close C1, we are closing the cursor. Else, unable to open the cursor. This is the error we are defining here. So we are taking the cursor, and in this executable section, we are performing the and verifying this logic. What is the logic here? Commission is whether it is null, then we are assigning the 3000. Else commission is 0, then we are assigning the 2500. So for any other commission, commission plus commission into 0.25. So employee name, new commission report. This is the printing here. So employee number, employee name, that is commission. Okay. Here these values are 3000 means all the null values are there for that 3000 it is assigned. And wherever the value is there for that value assigned here. So and 0 is there for this Turner, so that it is assigned 2500 commission. And remaining wherever null is there, that 3000 it is assigned. Okay. So like this you can use the cursor to get the data from one table and on this perform some logical operations or any arithmetical operations and you can insert into table or you can update using the update statement. So what are the explicit cursor attributes? So percentage not found, percentage found, percentage open, percentage row count. So before that we are using the some name, that is C1 percentage row count, C1 percentage open, C1 percentage found, C1 percentage not found. That means this is the cursor names. So in some scenarios, they will take C1, C2, C like that. But in real time, you may take C1 or name cursor attribute, ATTR underscore CU or like that. Some may take cursor name will be different. So that name you have to use before this cursor attributes. Okay. So when you are using this cursor name, so this is called as a explicit cursor attributes. When you are using the instead of the C1 SQL, if you are using, then it is the implicit cursor. Okay. In both the implicit and explicit, so these are the cursor attributes. So percentage not found, percentage found, percentage is open, percentage row count. These four are mandatory. So in this, based on the keyword which you are using, whether it is a implicit or explicit, you can identify. Okay, we have some of the examples here. So declare cursor C1 is select ename salary from EMP, LV underscore ename, LV underscore salary, local variables. In the executable execution section, open C1, loop fetch C1 into LV underscore ename, LV underscore salary, exit when C1 percentage not found. DBMS output dot put underscore line of LV underscore ename concatenate LV underscore salary and loop close C1. In the starting of the cursors, you have seen this. So without the loop, okay. So without the loop means it will execute only first record only. Every time it will okay. So every time it is going to fetch only king only. So to overcome this, we are using the loop, and we have to define when to exit from the loop. That only in the simple loop and while loop we have to mention the exit condition. For the for loop, there is no need to mention the exit condition. Okay. So cursor with the row count. So how will you use this row count in the cursor? Already yesterday some of the examples we've seen that. So now cursor C1 is select star from EMP, EMP percentage row type. What type of variable this one? This variable I. What type of variable this one now? So Grishmant,
C1.
yesterday I have told you means in the class. So this is the variable we are assigning. So what type of variable this? Anyone? Gayatri?
Row type, sir.
Hmm?
Row type.
This is row type only, but there is some other name it is there. Okay. This is the local variable Nagini. So it's a local variable only, but this is the IEMP percentage row type means this is a table based record. Okay. We'll call it as a table based record. Okay. So whenever you are using this EMP table name here, table name percentage row type, then it is called as a table based record. Suppose instead of the EMP, suppose if you are using the C1, that means this is the cursor based record. Okay, that you have to remember. Okay, so which type of variable we are defining, that you have to be remembered. So here we are using the cursor C1 is select star from EMP, and this variable we are defining as the this EMP table record, EMP table type record. Okay. So suppose if you are seeing the cursor name here instead of the table name, then it is called as a cursor based record. Okay. So open C1 loop, fetch C1 into I, exit when C1 percentage not found, and DBMS output we are printing this using this variable name dot column name and loop total number of employees are. So here we are taking the C1 percentage raw count. This is the cursor attribute we are using. And one more cursor attribute here we are using is C1 percentage not found. Okay. So when I execute, we are getting this, and in the last we are getting the count here. So till now we have seen the with the simple loop. Now we'll use with the for loop. Cursor with for loop, how we'll use this. In cursor for loop, no need to open, fetch and close the cursor. Simply for loop is executed in executable section for the VLSQL block. It improves the performance also. So how will you open this cursor means for index variable in cursor name, loop, executable statements and loop. This is the syntax for this for loop for the cursor. So what is the advantages? While using the for loop, no need to open the cursor, no need to fetch the rows, no need to check for the end of the rows, and no need to use the close cursor and declare variable also. Declare for loop variable. No need to declare for loop variable here. So these are the advantages of the for loop. Whereas in the simple loop, we have to define the variables and define the cursor. So cursor is normally we can define, but coming to the variable, what are the variables we are using here? So that is in the loop. So no need to mention that also. So using the for loop, how will be the syntax here? We can see this. Declare cursor C1 is select star from EMP. Begin for I in C1. Okay. In the above example, same example, what we are doing here? So we are opening the cursor, declaring the cursor, and one variable we are defining IEMP percentage row type we are defined. And in the executable execution section, open C1 loop, fetch C1 into I, exit when C1 percentage not found. We are using that one. But here coming to here for loop simply for I in C1. So that means whenever this statement executes, automatically cursor will open and it will fetch the data. Okay. So no need to give the separate statement open cursor or fetch cursor data and exit when C1 percentage not found. That these are all not required in this for loop. Simply for I in C1 loop, DBMS output at potential line of I dot EMP number concatenate I dot ename. Okay. When I execute same thing, it is coming here. Okay. Previous also we got the same thing. Now also we are getting the same thing here. Employee number and employee name. Suppose I want to fetch the data from the pivot table or some other table. Then I can use this. Declare cursor C1 is select star from OE order headers all where row number less than or equals to 100. Begin for INC1 loop, DBMS output, I dot order number, I dot org ID, I dot order date. So simply I'm getting the information. So when I'm executing for the first 100 records, it is getting the value. Suppose if I'm not giving the where clause condition here, what will happen? So it is throwing the buffer overflow error because there is a huge data it is there. So when you're dealing with the huge data, you have to use the filtering conditions. Otherwise, to get the entire data, the memory is not sufficient here. So that it is giving buffer overflow error. So and then it will raise the application error. So to avoid that, we have to minimize the memory usage so by using the filtering conditions. Okay. Do not take the entire rows or entire records in from the table. Whatever is needed, that only you can consider here. So cursor using the scalar query. So how will you use the scalar query in the cursor? So declare cursor C3 is a select employee number, ename, job, comma salary, comma again select a min of salary from the employee where job is equals to e.job, there is a low pay, comma select max salary from EMP where job is equals to e.job, high pay from EMPE order by job. Okay. What is the actually mean by scalar query? So in the columns, instead of the physical column, so if you are using the another query, so this is the another query we are using for this column, low pay and high pay, and we are assigning column alias name here. This is the low pay and high pay. Suppose if you take like this, so select a in employee number, or if you arrange like this, you can able to understand clearly. This is the columns. Okay. This is the query we are taking this query. Based on this query, we are storing the data from this into this cursor C3. Whatever data coming from this query, that is going to store in this cursor C3. In the execution section, begin DBMS output underscore of job by salary limits, and we are printing the column headings like this. And after that, for K in C3, okay, for K in C3 loop starting DBMS output K dot employee number, K dot ename, K dot job, K dot salary, K dot low pay, K dot high pay, end loop end. So if you see this is the output here. So you can align with this column sizes so that you give some extra spaces in this so that it will be exactly with the like this employee name, jobs. So then it will come in this exactly with the under the column names. Okay, that we can do later also. Okay, so but main thing is how we are using this explicit cursor here, and in different scenarios how we are using the cursor. So you can insert using this cursor into another table also. We have the table name. Okay, I will truncate the table first. Okay. Now the table doesn't have any data. Okay. So now using the cursor, how can we insert into this table? So I want to insert using the cursor with the only three columns. So here declare cursor. C1 is select star from EMP. LV count number assignment operator 0. This begin for I in C1. So I am using the for loop here, not the simple loop or while loop. So in the for loop, simply you can use for I in C1 loop, LV underscore count assignment operator, LV underscore count plus 1, insert into XXCMP, employee number, employee name, salary. Values, I dot employee number, I dot ename, I dot salary, end loop, commit. So total number of records are inserted. So that is LV count we are taking, and here total number of records are inserted 14. So you can check the table if you required. Okay, employee number, employee name, salary only. Remaining columns null only. So and we are defining the cursor in the declare section, and also you can use another way also, that is we can also eliminate the declare section of the cursor using the for loop. In this case we are using the select statements in the in place of the cursor name in cursor for loop. That means so in the above example we are defining the cursor in the declare section. So without declaring the cursor directly, we can use the cursor as a in the for loop. How we are taking is begin for I in select star from EMP. So that means when you are defining the cursor, what we are doing, declare cursor C1 is select star from EMP. Instead of simply directly we are taking in for loop for I in select star from EMP. Loop DBMS output I dot ename, I dot salary, so that it is printing the values here. Suppose if you want to insert, you can insert into table also without using the declaring the cursor here. Suppose I am truncating this table again, truncate table. So now there is no data. So now what I will do is, so I will use this statement to insert into this. So I am printing, and also after that I am going to insert into this table. In this loop, I am going to insert. So what I am doing here, in the right away for loop, I am taking the cursor select statement. So that is for I in select star from EMP loop and EVM output coordinates line of I dot ename concatenate I dot salary I am printing here. Okay. So employee number also, if you want, you can add it here. Okay. This time I'll add instead of the salary. After that, one more column also I'll add. That is the EPT number. So here also I dot the EPT number I'll add. Then what is the error? Sorry, comma missing here. So now this is printing the king name, employee name, and salary. But in the table, if you observe, so 4 columns, it will be inserted. Employee number, employee name, salary, and department number. What are the columns we have considered in this cursor? Same, that is inserted into table. So like this, you can use the cursor to, and it will be easy to insert, and it will memory will be faster to access when you use the explicit cursors. So multiple cursors with the for loop. How will you deal with this? Multiple cursors means you can use the declare cursor C1 is select star from DEPT and cursor C2 is select star from EMP. Begin for I in C1 loop, and within this I am printing with this details. And here for J and C2. Loop DBMS output dot put line of J dot employee number, J dot name, J dot job here. End loop, end loop. So here printing the first it is printing the department name, that is department number, department name, location it is printing. After that it is printing the employee details here. So 14 employee details it is printed. After that again it is printing the next department details here. After that again it is printing the 14 records. Again after that department number 30. So again 14 records. After that again department number 40 it will print like this. So but is this the requirement? So we are using this loop here and it is in the first loop, first record printing. After that it is second loop it is starting, and after printing this all the records again it is going to first loop here. So but I don't want to print like this. First I want to print all the departments names. After that I want to print the employee names. Then you can use the end loop here. And you can remove here end loop. Okay. So first here it is starting the for I in C1 and printing these details, and it is ending here. After that second for loop for J in C2, loop starting and loop ending here. Then you see the difference here. It is printing the department table details first, after that employee table details. Okay. So in the previous example, what happened? So I'm giving this and loop. Okay. So based on this end loop where you are using this loop ending, so based on this, it will be repeating here. Okay. So if you loop ends here, then it is printing correctly. If the loop ends in the below, then what happening? First it will printing the first department number. After that it is printing the employee details. After that again second department number, again employee numbers. So based on the conditions, it will differ, so that we have to be careful where to end the loop also. So where we are going to end the loop, that is also important. Okay. Some other examples are there. So we'll continue tomorrow. We'll continue tomorrow.